What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in to my channel. My name's Art. Now walk with me. Walk with me on these toy hunts and reviews. And today, I wanted to give you just an overview of all my female figures in the MCU, Star Wars, and DC. I was considering doing a single review, but I have so many female figures. I didn't want to cheat anybody, so I just kind of went through my collection and picked and chose with which character I thought was really cool and most detail and the most articulation and just stood out in my collection. You know, I don't hear enough about our women in movies and as superheroes, and I feel like they play a huge role in inspiring us to our young women to become greatness and accomplish all the goals that they may have in their lives planned, you know. And I give credit to my mom and also to my wife too for, you know, being strong and leading by example. So that's why I have all my figures out. And I wanted to start off first with Black Widow. I think, you know, she's an awesome figure. I like the color contrast. I like her accessories. She's got two batons. Also, she's got two pistols that aren't in her holster. They don't stay in really good, so, and I don't feel like Scarlett Johansson really don't need her guns. She's good with her batons, and she's got a lot of martial artist skills too. But yeah, she was in my top pick for favorite Marvel female superhero figure. So I'm gonna get her down and I'm just gonna move it along. I'm gonna go through as many as I can as fast as I can. Now this is Nakia. Now this is one of the figures that drew me to collecting Marvel Legends was the Black Panther wave. And Nakia, I just feel like the sculpt, the head sculpt, the paint apps, the articulation, the mold, it's just a solid figure. I like her garments. They don't hamper her ability to you know, to get her into dynamic poses. Like take, for instance, her hips. You know, it's got that split that goes all the way up to her upper thigh. And I think that's really, really cool for collectors that like to pose their figures. And again, also, her feet, this figure is a couple years old, and I really don't have any problems with loose joints or anything. And this is a nice figure. Again, the texture on her uniform is just sweet. And you gotta have Nakia in your collection. So I'm gonna get her off to the side. And just a side note, I think the Dora Milaje tribe, all those figures are really awesome. They are solid, and you don't have any loose joints, and the weapons and accessories are pretty cool. This is Okoye, and she was a Build-A-Figure, and again, she's an awesome Build-A-Figure. And again, the sculpt, her boom, she just hit Lady J in the head with her spear. But again, the paint apps that were used is awesome. The texture and the detail that went into creating this figure, you can tell they took some effort and time to bring this character to us with a lot of realism. You know, I think she's an awesome figure. She really is an awesome figure. Okoye, I'm gonna get her off to the side. I'm gonna keep it moving. I don't want to bore you guys, but again, you know, these are my favorite figures that I have on display. This is Captain Marvel. She's a nice figure. You gotta have on your display. Carol Danvers. Also, before she was Captain Marvel, she was Miss Marvel, and I figured, I guess, you know, after a time, you get a higher up in authority, and I think Captain Marvel, you gotta have her in your collection. She didn't get a lot of reviews, a lot of positive reviews, but I think it's an awesome figure. Her joints are loose, and she's got pretty good, no, she's not pegless, but still, again, she's an awesome figure, and you gotta have Captain Marvel in your collection. I'm gonna get her down. I'm gonna keep moving on. This is coming up. This is another really one of one of my top favorites. Most definitely, hands down. Casca, Casca Reeves. Oh man, this figure is so sweet. The detail on her is awesome. I love the blue and gray look. It looks really cold. It looks cold. And her accessories, she's only got one gun holster, but she came with two guns. And, would have been nice to get two gun holsters, but they didn't give it to us. But this figure is solid. I just love looking at her on my shelf. Star Wars, they really have outdone themselves. They really stepped it up in detail and quality of their figures. If you don't have her in your collection and on display, you must do it. You must do it. Koskari Reeves. And she can fly. Oh my goodness. You can't go wrong with Star Wars in your collection, on your shelf, on display. That's Koskari Reeves. She is freaking sweet. All right, here's another one of my favorite. It's Captain Carter in her stealth suit. I have her in her regular suit as well, but this stealth suit is just so awesome. It's sick looking, and I like how they have the texture on the front of her pants like they're worn, and the texture, the attention they paid to detail on her boots with the highlight of her belt and also the buckle. Oh, they hit the mark. They hit the mark with this Captain Carter. She is really sweet, and you got to have her in your collection. And then she was voiced by Haley Atwell, and she's got a whole bunch of, or I'll say she did win the Ian Charleston Award, and that was awesome. They give recognition and credit to those that put in the work. So yeah, I take my hat off to Captain Carter. She's an awesome figure, and I'm happy to have her in my collection. And now we got Heist Nebula. And she's just going to stay chilling right here. And I think Heist Nebula, she's an awesome figure. Again, call back to the Nebula of Guardians of the Galaxies. Again, she's an awesome figure, and I love the color contrast. You got the purple and you got the blue, then the detail on her, it is animated, but it's still, you can get away with her in your display with the MCU version of Marvel Legends. She's sweet. She's really sweet, and her joints aren't loose, and she is pegless, I see, which is a plus. Her legs aren't pegless, but they don't really stand out. I'm glad that they match the colors to her pegs. But yeah, in Heist Nebula, she's a nice figure. Right. Yeah, we got Lady J. We got Lady J in the house. This is another awesome figure from the G.I. Joe line. Awesome figure. Color contrast, the articulation, the sculpt of the plastic is awesome. The detail, they paid attention to it. Very, very realistic, and had to be in my top women of Star Wars, DC, and Marvel, and whatever else I forgot. There's a lot of female figures that don't get the recognition that they deserve. But yeah, that's Lady J. Lady J is sweet. Now, let's see. I got some more. I did mention the Dora Milaje tribe. This is just one of the Dora Milaje. Solid figure, and she just brings your display to life. I just can't get over how much attention to detail they paid in these figures. They really did a good job, and that's what got me to start buying the Marvel Legends. Okay, we're gonna get her down and out the way. I still got a couple of more figures. I don't want to draw this out more than I have to, but I just wanted to, acknowledge the women in the MCU. It's awesome. Here's another cool figure. She's got this big winter coat on, but she still is one of my favorite. This is one of the first waves I picked up DC Build-A-Figures. This is from Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman movie, and I thought it was really she was out cold in that movie, and this figure, it wasn't bad, you know. And it's a 6-inch action figure, and now it really don't fit in with my other DC figures that I have, but I still keep her on display because I think she's really cool. That's Wonder Woman. Yes, she's awesome. She's got a lot of nice detail on her. I like the paint job, the paint apps. It was clean, you know. The jacket should have been removable, but it's all good. It's all good. She's got some nice detail. She come with a knife or a sword, and she come with her magic truth telling lasso. So yeah, that's Wonder Woman. She was one of my top figures that's on display for my women. And I got another one for you too. Another DC character I thought was really cool, and I keep her on display, is Katana from the Build-A-Figure Killer Croc. Nice figure. You know, DC, they articulation is a little bit different, you know, as far as like how her legs are and how they can do the splits. And the articulation is fine. It's not like Marvel Legends. It is a lot different, but it's something that takes a little bit of getting used to. But that's Katana for you. She's on display, and she's an awesome figure. Gotta have Katana on your display. And that's another thing, these DC figures sometimes, they don't want to stand up for a very long time. Their legs are really wonky. That's Mattel versus McFarlane figures. But yep, that's Katana. All right, we're gonna get her off the display, off the turntable. And all right, here's another one of my favorite. And I've been I was considering doing a review, but this is Storm, and she's an awesome figure. And just a little side note, she was married to the Black Panther, and then, you know, they separated, went their own ways, but they still ended up being good friends. But this is a retro carded back Storm. It's a really, really awesome figure. I like the sculpt and the detail, and they pay attention to texture of her hair. It's like bluish, grayish, wash, just to make it look like a storm is a brewing. And I like the paint job on her body. It's like her body was molded in white plastic, but they gave it a thin coat of pearl. And I think that was really cool. It made it stand out. And she's one of my top figures, women figures, and that's on display. We got Storm. And you know, I could keep going, but I wanted to keep this video nice, short, and brief. And again, just to acknowledge the women in Marvel Studios and MCU and the voices and all the hard work that they have put in, and all the efforts they've again put in to give us great content, you know. So this video goes out to all the women superheroes, including my wife and my mom. Love y'all. Keep doing a good job, and I'll walk with you later. Bye.